Hello and welcome to Cutter Farms. How you guys doing?
A wise man.
I am running a little bit late this morning. Had to help get the kids out of the house. Wife has got them going, so we've been running around like crazy. I haven't done a morning stream in a very, very long time, so hopefully today goes well. I'm really looking forward to checking out the new DLC here today. And I've had to make some changes on my setup. On Tuesday, I streamed with the steering wheel, and all this reaching over the steering wheel to hit the keyboard for stuff, oh, I tweaked my neck like crazy. So I've been suffering this week. So I'm going to be switching back out and using a gamepad today, I think. And so that's what I'm setting up real quick right now is I always complain about the sensitivity on the gamepad, so I'm going to try and dial it down a little bit today and see if that solves some of our problems with things being a little bit too sensitive in the game. I always forget before I get to the main menu, so let's jump in here. I've got everything all set up, and my goal today is just to take a look at the new DLC. I got early access. I'm trying to find my buttons here. And I'm excited to just play around with it a little bit today. And I thought it'd be fun to just see if we could actually get through building a boat. We've got about, I got about 3 hours I can stream this morning. So I figure, if we can build a boat in the next 3 hours, let's give it a shot. Godly Devil, welcome to the chat. Good to see you, sir. Stranded Kansan, good to see you, man. Hey, Dan, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's a little chilly here on the east side of the state this morning. Faber Farming, welcome to the stream. King Randy, Pleasant View Farms, it's good to see you guys. I'm missing one person here. Wayland, good to see you, man. So we've got the save here all set up. I did just start on new farmer mode so that we would get the starting farm and equipment. I know many of you have probably seen some of the videos out there on this already, so I'm not going to do like, a full map tour right off the bat. I think I want to just jump into playing the game and doing some stuff. Oh, Dan, I'm jealous. 62. It was 33 this morning when I went out with to get the kid in the car, so a little chillier over here. But we do have a couple of pieces of equipment here. I'm loving this old Volvo stuff, although I have to admit I haven't seen much of this equipment in the U.S. I think I pretty much have only seen some of the Volvo trucks running around in the U.S. So, hey, Jeff H., good to see you, man. King Randy, it's snowing in Indiana? Oof, not for me, not for me. Not right now, at least. So we are gonna give ourselves a little bit of money here. Maybe not too much this time, and I say too much, and then I give myself $5 million. The reason we're gonna give myself a little bit of money is because you do need a couple of the productions in order to do everything, and so I want to be able to just buy those / get them placed as appropriate, and not worry about trying to make money if we want to get this boat built today. So. I'd rather focus on game mechanics than grinding things out on this map. If things go well here, though, we may be doing a little bit different style series on this map here coming up, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so first things first, let's jump on down here and take a look at the boatyard. This is what I want to be focusing on today. And so you can see down here that the boatyard requires these materials to get to the next step. I'm really interested to play around with the multi-stepped process here on some of these construction placeables. And so it looks like the first 3 of these planks and wood beams are probably all going to be available from one of these factories over here. I'm looking to see where I bet it's the sawmill up here. If we visit this sawmill, I think we can see what it produces. We might have to buy it. So the sawmill is going to make those planks and the wood beams. So this is where we're going to be bringing most of our wood to get started here, I think. And then there were 2 other things that we were going to need to build the boat here. So that's going to be metal and floor tiles. So the metal is the mine, and we'll go up and cover this whole area at some point. So we've got the mine up here, which is just always dumping this iron ore. We are going to have to find a place to set up the placeable to make some metal at some point here. So we'll start getting that going after we get some trees going through the sawmill, because all of the productions are going to take some time for us today. So we've got to worry about this, and then the other one I believe was flooring, and I think I just clicked on something that was a flooring factory. So we're going to need this flooring factory to build the flooring for the boat as well. So if I buy that, you can see that we can build floor tiles out of either planks or long planks. Awesome. Okay. So at this point, I think we've got all the construction factories here, or the production chain buildings that we're going to need in order to supply to the shipyard. So we probably should jump into cutting down some trees and seeing how that's going to go. I am going to start, I think, with the equipment that we've got on our starter farm, and then we may upgrade a bit here as we get going. This is a new piece of equipment, though, that they've added with the Platinum DLC, which is kind of exciting. I like the tracks. I know a lot of times your forestry equipment is either tracked or wheeled with the pseudo tracks. I don't know what you really call those, but the strap-on tracks. So I'm going to be trying this out now. I think I've got to turn this thing on to start with, and there's supposed to be some new feature function here. I'm trying to remember where all the buttons are for these things. It's been a bit since I've used it. So now trees will highlight here where they're going to get cut, which is pretty cool. And I think I can just push a button to align this to the tree, which is really nice. And just like that, we're good to go. So hopefully I won't have to have the control scheme on the window here the whole time. I'm going to try out the gamepad here real quick and see if I can figure out what the buttons are for using the gamepad. I'm hoping that it updates here. Left button is, and right stick is doing this. That's going to rotate. There's my up and down. And that's going to rotate the head. Okay. So up, down, left, left, right, extend arm. Okay, hopefully we're able to remember this. So we're gonna see if I can figure out how to cut this now. There we go. Lots of keys, all that to get one log, so we definitely need to keep working on stuff. Here we go. There's a whole new world of using a controller for me. What was there's a button to align harvester target to tree. I don't know what that does. We've got lots of new buttons here for forestry for sure. And over this. We gotta get these things pretty level, it looks like. I'm not finding the button to cut. Maybe I can't cut these trees? Are these the redwood trees that can't be cut? I know there's one type of tree in the new DLC that you're unable to cut. Oh, it turns green. Look at that. I just wasn't perfectly aligned. Well, there you go. It's always something. 6 inches of snow, though, Jeff. I can't believe that in St. Louis to boot. Pleasant View Farms, you've never done any forestry yet. Yeah, me either. I've been, well, that's not true. I've done a little bit of it, but it has always been kind of a struggle. So we're hoping today is not going to be a non-stop struggle bus. I'm hoping that as we get going here, I can get a little bit more efficient at this, because we're going to have to cut down a lot of trees, and I am going to go get some of the other pieces of equipment here at some point. I think some of it's actually going to be a little bit faster when it comes to cutting down these trees. I'm trying to... I think I'm on this log and it's jamming me up. The O button is supposed to like align me, but I think it can't drop my head down enough to fix it because of the logs here. So we'll just circle around to the other side of this tree and see if that solves our problem. And I wonder if this would actually be slightly easier in person. Extend this out. Drop it down. Yeah, in person you can't actually see the cutting symbol though. So the key to align the cutting head has to be held down in order to continue to align. Once you hold it down, it'll just move the head for you into the appropriate place. So people like me, who are horrible at forestry, can actually get things done a little bit faster. So let's demonstrate that my skills have magically improved on this tree here. I'm going to get a little bit closer so that I have play in the arm to zoom in here. And you can see even here, it's got the yellow ring and I'm nowhere near lined up. If I just hold this key down, which is the O key, it automatically aligns for me. So I don't have to struggle to get hooked up to this tree. So this is gonna save you and me a bunch of headaches here, because I am just terrible at forestry apparently. So this is gonna make life so much easier for people that wanna get involved with it but don't wanna monkey with the controls. This is awesome. Yeah, Superfly, you're definitely not the only one. Yeah, Farm Sim Guy, I'm over here struggling for no reason. Glad to see you in the stream, man. Hopefully you're doing well. I watched a good chunk of your stream yesterday and learned a lot. So forestry is definitely not my forte, but knowing that I don't have to struggle with lining these trees up, I can just get it pointed at a tree and hold the button down. Oh, this is going to make life so much easier. I'm excited to see. I think I saw, FSG, that you're streaming here in a couple of hours yourself, so I'll make sure to send everybody over to come watch your stream when we're done here, because I'm curious to see what you've got going on. I think you're going to be taking a look at some of the more advanced mechanics with how you're hauling the trees and hooking them up with chains and stuff like that. I don't know if we're going to get into that today here on our stream. We might try a little bit of everything, but I really want to see this boat get built, and so that's where I'm going to be focusing my energy, is getting the materials here to go build a boat. And this is going so much smoother now. I have to say, I'm originally, I was in the camp of people that I was very frustrated to see that there's little to no agriculture on a Platinum DLC map, especially when you had to buy your season pass. You didn't know what kind of maps and stuff you were going to get, or, you know, and what the DLCs were going to be. But as I've gotten onto the map here a little bit, I think it's actually one of the better looking farm sim maps, and I'm really liking the style, even if I'm not necessarily into forestry, it's got a lot of potential, so we may break out of our normal patterns and give this map a bit of a try. Especially because I can now cut down trees without being insanely frustrated by it. I mean, I don't think I've ever cut down this many trees in this short a time, so this is growing on me quickly this morning. Master Chief, how you doing? I am definitely enjoying that this is so much more user-friendly. I'm a grumpy farmer, and so when things don't work, I get frustrated easily, and I think that comes across on the stream a lot of times. So I'm excited that this is just so easy. I can actually read chat while I log now. Something that I've struggled to do in past live streams. Now let's see if I can actually bring this log all the way over here and stack them up like a pro. There we go. Oh, this is going to make life easier. So now the next thing that I probably need is an auto-load logging trailer, and I'll be all set. If I go back in cab... Yeah, so we can do in-cab forestry now because I don't need to line things up. Oh my goodness. Apparently, I pushed the cut button twice, and we cut that log right where it stood. Well, I'm glad to know that some things haven't changed with Farm Sim Physics. But yeah, this is cool. I want to try out the other forestry cutter here in a minute. I think we probably got enough logs here to haul our first load up to the sawmill. So I'm going to just back this guy out of the way a little bit. And we're going to go grab the log loader here. Load up some logs and take them up to the sawmill, because I think part of what we're doing here, we got to keep the production chains actually moving. And so I want to get all of our production chains going so that we can see how it's gonna play out here. Oh my goodness, it's DJ Goham in the house. He's even got the fancy star. Look at that. How you doing, man? Hopefully well. Always good to see you, man. We are trying not to make too big of a fool of ourselves here, cutting down some trees this morning. Let's go. Alright, the controls on this are slightly different than the other guy here. So we're going to... How do I open my claws? Not that one. That's rotate. That's second arm. It's got to be the double mouse then. Alright. Now what I wish is that the claw had a similar mechanism as the tree cutter did, where I could just push the button and it would go down here on its own and try and load these up. That would make my life so much easier. But it doesn't, so we're gonna load this up the old-fashioned way. And we didn't get a great grab on this thing, did we? Well, just don't fall off. I need to hook the joystick back up to do the log arm here, because... Oh, no. We're gonna have to look into a different trailer. I'm not gonna do this all day. You guys will get more frustrated than I will trying to pick these logs up. Come on. It's like I can't drop it down inside of the hitbox for the forks there. Close, close, close. Wow, this thing just does not move. DJ, you've been up for 4 hours. Nice. This is creators can't log. That's pretty accurate here. All right. It's time to get the controller out. Why? Extend you out. Wow, the Xbox controller feels like they could have simplified this by making it so you could use the left and the right sticks at the same time to do all of these instead of having to constantly switch between the A and the B buttons. This is definitely gonna be easier with a joystick than even the controller, apparently. Alright, 1 log. Well, at 20 minutes a log, we may never get done here. Latch. So does anybody know of any good, whatchamacallit, dual, or auto-load trailers? Let me grab my joystick here real quick. Rather than struggle, we're gonna just plug these guys in real quick here, because it's gonna make the next couple of hours go so much faster. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna have to do a quick restart or not. Sometimes, I find that Farm Sim will let me plug a controller in, and sometimes I find that it doesn't like to do that. So, let's see. Well, it's definitely doing something, but I don't like what it's doing. All right. Master Chief, yeah, exactly. We're getting serious now. Ooh. The camera is hooked up to the throttle on my joysticks. That's unfortunate. Let's go adjust some settings here real quick and see if we can get this going. It's gonna just keep scrolling on me, isn't it? All right. Mouse controls, look up, where's my gamepad controls? We're gonna turn off the look stuff here. How do I get rid of a control? Press escape or backspace to remove. All right, all this stuff's gonna go away real quick. I don't have any of this plugged in, so we're just gonna be safe. Increase access distance. I don't think we need any of these settings real quick. All right. We're doing it live, folks. I probably shouldn't just blow everything away, but any of the player stuff with the joysticks is just going to be bad news. All right, these look like something that I want, although I'm not exceptionally excited by holding a button down while we do it. So I'm going to leave those. I'm going to see if now that I've got my view controls not hooked up to this, if I can, if one of these is going to control the vehicle, which it's not. So do you use standard controls with the joysticks, guys, or have you had to go in and actually set them up to do something? Like if I hit the reset all button, we're going to lose a bunch of my other default bindings, but I feel like that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Oh, I shouldn't have done that for keyboard controls. All right, crane, all the crane controls is 5+ something. So I'll be curious to see how this works out now. Nope, that does set those back. That's really obnoxious. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, Mike, I think I'm just going to end up finding out which thing is which and then setting it up myself. Because by default, it doesn't look like the joystick controls are actually going to do anything. One of these is going to have to be held down to move the arms. Oh, there it is. All right. 5 plus. Okay. I can spin. Oh, I can go up and down. I can spin. Wow. Let's get these set. So open loader tool, lower loader. This is front loader. This is work. There's got to be a section for forestry equipment or cranes, I would assume. Crane. Here we go. I bet this is a crane arm. Okay, rotate crane arm right. Raise crane arm 1. Raise crane arm 2. Oh, it's not detecting the second joystick. That's a problem. We'll just map these here. Open crane tool. I don't have a key for this. All right, let's see if this works. That way, that way. I've got multiple buttons mapped to things. Oh my goodness, this is definitely going to be the struggle, folks. I'm mildly disappointed that the default controls aren't just a little bit, I don't know, more sane. Let's jump out for 1 second here and see if it will pick up my second joystick if I restart the game, because I think that that might make life a little bit easier. So give me just a second to refire up the game here. Try the right-hand gamepad slot for my other joystick. Oh, that might work. Trio Gaming, welcome to the stream. We're struggling with controls at the moment. We got started on stuff and it was a little bit tougher than I wanted it to be. So I've got S1 in here, but I don't see like a setup for my secondary joystick, which I know they're both plugged in right now. I would kind of expect to see both of them listed in here if FarmSim was detecting 2 joysticks, but we'll see. We're going to come right back in here and just give it a shot. I've not got a lot of mods installed, mostly just DLCs and some other things. And Master Chief, you're disappointed with default controls not working correctly yourself, hence why you set them up all manually. Yeah, I had them all set up at one point, and it just, for whatever reason, FarmSim likes to wipe out my control schemes from time to time. So still working on getting everything set up there. Let's go. I'm kind of surprised it's loading this slow. There we go. All right, one more time. Let's come in here. Let's go to gamepad. Gonna reset these one more time. And then we're gonna just blow away all the movement related stuff off of the gamepad, because that's not working so well for us. Okay, let's see now how this is working. All right, so by default, nothing. Let's go and move them around. I really want this to work on the right-hand joystick if possible. So we got to go to crane controls and rotate crane right. Yeah, so my right-hand joystick not working at all, which I can't do. I'm right-handed, so if I can only have one, it's got to be the right-handed joystick. I think I can get by with just one joystick, but it's got to be this joystick. There we go. All right. Yeah, Stranded Canson, I think I had like a program or something to get both working with Farm Sim at one point, but it's supposed to work out of the box now, is my understanding. I thought that you could run two identical joysticks on the Farm Sim now. Open crane tool. Oh no, I want this to be the extend crane arm. Retract. And then open, close. Let's see if that does stuff for us. All right, here we go. So much better. I just got to get this into a position I can reach it now. Shuffle the desk around. Scoot myself back into in frame on camera. And away we go. Oh no, there's a vehicle switch just tied to the same buttons here. Let me find the other place that is at. Gamepad controls. Where is switch vehicle at? Switched in. These ones need to go away now. Yeah, I wish it would let you know if you bind something to the same key as something else, and it would just get rid of that binding for you with like a little pop-up, like, do you want to reset this binding? Boom. All right, folks. Hopefully this doesn't. There we go. All right, we've got this setup, and I don't have... All right. So this is arm 1. I don't have an extension on this crane. I need arm 2 still, apparently. All right. I know where, at least I know what we need. Arm, where's my crane? This should be rotate crane right and left. Raise crane arm 2. Let's try this. That works. That works. Okay. I think we've got it. That's open, close. Oh, okay. And now we need to be able to rotate the other things. So if we want this to be, nope. I want this to be open, close. I'm going to get rid of these because I don't actually use them here. And this is going to be right and left. There we go. Yeah, Patrick, I actually did watch his videos, but his videos on how to set up the joysticks are specific to the FDR logging stuff, which his stuff is cool, but you got to have a special input bindings to use all of his mods. And so it didn't really apply to the normal base game stuff as much, because it was just all focused on the FDR input bindings, which is fine because his mods are great, but I'm looking to just use the base game stuff to start out with here. Mr. Ryan, how's it going there, sir? Hope you're doing well. Appreciate the super chat there. And I got in here, and now I can't, I couldn't get the log over that back part. Here we go. And rotate. Can I not do a full 360? No, I get stuck here. Well, we'll apparently drop those because my D-pad is super sensitive. Alright, well, we've struggled with this long enough, folks. It's time to switch and get a piece of equipment that I know I can use, which is a wheel loader. So we're going to go ahead and grab, I think, this smaller of the two wheel loaders and jump into that. Now, before I buy that, though, I think we are going to use our handy dandy shop delivery mod so that we can bring this stuff right up here to the farm. And I'm really excited to try out these new Volvo wheel loaders here because I think it's going to work out quite a bit better. We're going to turn the safety beacon on to start with. We're going to see how annoying that is because I think it's going to do the backup noise while we're backing up, which will be potentially obnoxious, but we'll see. Now, I've got an unloading grapple for the big one. Do I have one for the smaller one? I think the smaller one may just use the generic stuff that's already here, like this. I don't know. Maybe we'll just get the big one and see. We might have to buy the bigger front loader to use that as well, though. So I'm going to pick up both just to have them here. And we'll see how it goes, because that one's specifically for the Volvo. Now, this has got the designs on the back, so I can put different combinations of the safety frame on here. And then we can put the safety beacon on. I can move my beacons around on the cab. Let's see how this works out. So this is the larger of the two. That's a sizable machine for sure. And let's see, so we're a geared vehicle, which is nice. Try and sneak in here. I put it a little bit too close to the house, so we're gonna just try and push this stuff out of the way so that we can get to it. All right, here we go. So this thing is sizable. And we are going to monkey with controls one more time. Wheel loader is going to be a little bit easier to use. Let me just clear all this out. All right. Raise front loader arm. Why did it do that? Vehicle, front loader. Raise front loader arm. Boom. Contract, extend, raise, open front loader tool. Raise front loader tool. Here we go. Like so. And then open and close will be open, close. Let's see if I've got the right controls. There's like a million axes down here, but I don't think we need all of them. Open, close, raise, tip, tip, just like a normal front loader. All right. Here we go. Let's see how this works out for us. Now, in hindsight, we could have cut these logs a lot longer if we weren't going to be using the shorter trailer here. So we'll figure that out in a minute. Let's see what our visibility looks like in here. I can't see the tip for my bucket though. Like I can't see when it touches the ground. Well, that's the only reason I can't do in cab in most of the vehicles in Farm Sim is you can't get a good feel for where your bucket's at. So let's see if I can sneak under here. Maybe not. So we'll go like this. And then close. I think I've got to keep it flat when we're doing this, or it's just gonna, all the logs are just gonna slip out. So we're gonna scooch over here a bit. Get this thing all opened up. That's one thing that gets you is why do they have spawns so close to buildings and fences? Well, in this case, I spawned that stuff too close. I was putting that point down to make life easier so we didn't have to run it all the way back up from the store. All right, now I'm trying to figure out like the legit way to use this because it's not going to pull these logs in if I do it like that. And if I'm just sitting here with it on the ground, I'm also not going to be pulling anything towards me when I close the fork. So maybe we just need to get this all lined up a bit. Hey, Farmer Tech, how you doing? All right, so we've loaded these up. I was kind of expecting this fork to close all the way around, but it looks like that log was in the way. There we go. We're still a bit of a mess here with the logs. But what we're going to need is a bigger logging trailer, because I'm not going to monkey around with that little thing anymore. So let's find forestry equipment here and pick up, I think there's a couple of new logging trailers here, this one and that one. So we're going to go ahead and just grab one of these. We've got a few different variants here. 4 by 3 meter, 3 by 4 meter, 2 by 6 meter. I'm not too worried about the designs. Well, we'll go with that. And then we're going to need a semi, which I know which one I want to use for this. We've got the new Volvo semis, so we're going to be grabbing this one right here. I think we are just going to get the short one because we got a lot of squirrely roads here to jump around with. And we're going to buy this and Stranded Canson, trying to save my voice for the rest of the week. Appreciate the water reminders for sure. So let's get this guy going and see if we can clean up the yard a bit here. Master Chief, I drive like you do. The farmer cop's driving skills rubbed off on you? Yeah. My farm sim controls and I have never gotten along. I'm just not a great driver for sure. All right, I'm just making sure that this doesn't have anything where the sides extend. Here we go. I can lower these down a bit, which will make life easier for getting the logs in. And we're gonna move this guy out of the way here. And then I'm gonna move this other truck out of the way here as well. Wow, 11 miles an hour. Yeah, it's probably a good thing we didn't get this guy loaded up, or we would have been driving forever to get to where we're going. Apparently we back up at 2 miles an hour. There's got to be a high mode. There we go. Perfect. Now I am going to abuse my super strength abilities here and just get this log that was in him moved over here. I'd like to avoid having to use super strength to do all of our log loading today. I'd like to see if we can figure out how to get some of this equipment working for me. Oh, big stumps there. This Volvo's got the weight to handle it though. All right. Let's see if we can get these messy bunch of logs dumped in here. Oh my goodness, was I not lined up? Oh, I'm lined up. It's just making a mess. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to quit my day job to become a logger anytime soon, folks. This is a little bit of a mess, so we're going to just clean this up, or we're going to struggle to get each additional load into the semi for the rest of the scene here. I'm curious to see how much products we're going to get out of a load of logs. Because that's really going to determine how long all of this takes to get going on the shipbuilding here. I'm really curious what number of products a trailer full of logs is going to produce. Now, it doesn't help that our two piles are going the other way here. Must be a little bit too low because I can't steer. And this is my, I need to see the bucket because you can't, if your bucket's hitting the ground, your front wheels aren't touching. Try and get a little bit lower here to scoop under the trees. I'm hoping that that other pile was gonna hold them down, but not so much. Because I think this equipment works better when you've got larger piles. Oh, there we go. We got it. We got it. Oh, goodness. There's stumps, and I don't want to hit the stump, because if I hit the stump, we're gonna lose the logs out of the forks. Hey, KR Legion, how you doing, man? The struggle is real this morning. I'm remembering how to do some of this logging stuff, but we're slowly getting better, I would say. Don't want to lose those logs. There we go. Yeah, they needed an auto load for the logs. I guess they've got those trailers, the shipping containers that you can shove the logs into, but I don't want to ship them or slash sell them. I want to use them in production, and I don't think that you can take a container of logs to a production point. Hey, look at that. Pretty much first try. So we can cut the logs a lot longer. Use this mechanism is going to go a lot better for us. So the next load will be so much easier because we'll have bigger logs dumping into the trailer here. So it'll be a lot more efficient. I think we'll get a lot more benefit out of longer logs. Farmer Tech, does the physics feel better? So yes, they're like, I haven't had logs go flying off of the map yet, which I feel like I did last time I tried logging. So from that perspective, things are a little bit better. They've made cutting trees a lot easier than it used to be, which I really appreciate because I'm very bad at this. Loading logs up like I'm doing here, though, is still kind of a struggle, but I don't know how much of that is a struggle because I'm bad at it. Versus, you know, the physics is a little bit wonky still sometimes. So I'm trying, for example, right now, like to push this log pile and get them into my grapple, but it's just going to move the whole pile and not bunch them up at all for me. And so I guess I would realistically, I need another vehicle or something to kind of push them in here, which is, logging is always kind of difficult when you're on your own. Because realistically you would have probably another person here or something to act as a backstop to push these logs up against. So I'm gonna dump these out again actually, and we're gonna try and push them up against this tree and see if I can get them into a big pile. There we go. So that wasn't too bad. And once they're in the bucket now, I feel like physics, see, like right there, all of the logs would have gone flying out previously. You know, that log's hanging on by a thread on the outside of this bucket, and it's staying in there, which is not realistic physics, but it's good game physics, because it means that bad players like me aren't going to get more frustrated than necessary trying to move these logs around. So I would say that physics have been greatly improved from a gameplay perspective. Like that, and previously that would have been a disaster for me. Yeah, I'm gonna give them points for improved physics, and by improved I mean less realistic, so more fun for gameplay. I am gonna cheat though and try and clean up some of these logs, and then we're going to take our first load up here. I know it's not quite a full load, but I want to get our production points going. And yeah, Farmer Tech, that would have been like a ton of problems with flying logs. And I agree, Ryan, like this would have been awesome if the logs just kind of snap into place when you put them on the trailer. I guess maybe a little less realistic, but if there was a mode on, you know, even base game trailers to have some kind of auto load, I would like that. I know there's a mod for that, and maybe I just need to go and figure out where to download the auto load mod for logs today here after we do this. Where am I going? So now that we've tinkered around with cutting trees down and getting our first load, we gotta figure out where to go. We bought the old sawmill. Up here is where we're gonna take it to. Oh my goodness, we've still got the map controls are hooked up to the joystick. Sorry folks, we gotta go fix that because I can't deal with that for sure. Gamepad controls, where is the map scroll wired up to? Probably all of this. It's like I don't want the joystick to do anything other than what I told it to. There needs to be maybe a remove all. Vehicles, cranes, placeables. I just don't want the map to be moving. Okay, I think we're probably good now. Save. I think it was that player interaction stuff. Nope, it's still doing it. All right, anyway, we're going up there. Oh, stop. So we're going to follow this road. We got to get onto the main road over here somehow. I wonder if I can get across the tracks down here, or if I've got to go all the way up to this road. Either way, we're pointed in the right direction, folks, so here we go. You can use the new containers, they auto-load. Yeah, so Jacob, I know the containers auto-load, but can I take a container to a production facility? Or, you know, I know you, because I think the containers, you have to go sell them then at the container warehouse. Oh, we gotta be careful on these bridges. I don't want to get hung up. It's the slider on the joystick. You haven't found a way to fix it other than to center it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know which control it is, but you should be able to zero out the control. Like, I don't have it hooked up to anything. But obviously it's hooked up somewhere and I'm just missing it. All right, let's go in cab here on this Volvo and see what everything looks like. Oh, not too bad. I have been using the gears today, which is also adding to some of the frustration and clunkiness of clicking around, because my brain can't handle too many inputs at once. And so when I'm using like the front loader with all the different controls plus the gears on the keyboard and stuff, it's a little bit crazy. Now I'm going to go external here so I can watch this traffic a little bit better. I'm always curious when we get into a new map to see what the traffic's like. I do like that they went all out with the roads here, where you've got double lane roads on one side and not the other. Very realistic to some of these areas where you add in the passing lane in different spots. I know Michigan does this a lot in northern parts of the state. Alright, so we're on the main road now, and I think all we need to do is hop up here and follow this all the way up to the lumber yard, the sawmill. I've noticed that we've got a lot more signs around the map that are advertisements for the brands in the game, which I thought were cool. Like there's a Kubota sign. The previous one was the that Italian brand for the vineyard equipment. And so it's kind of cool, actually, to see signs throughout the different parts of the map that are actual like road signs, as opposed to just generic signs I felt like they had before. So kind of cool to mix it up. And here, I think we're going to just back these in. I think that we back them right into the water here, if I'm not mistaken. So we get our camera turned around here. Turn off our straps. So I see the log mill taking the logs there. I think I just gotta... Is there like an unload button? Don't drive too deeply into the water. It's good advice for sure. I'm gonna try and get a little bit over here. Get it into the deeper part of the water, maybe. So this map does seem bigger than it is. I'm pretty sure it's just a standard size map, but the way that they've laid everything out has been done really well. I don't want to drive too deeply into the water. I want these logs to float off of my trailer. I just need to get lined up a little bit better here. Yeah, I can't turn for whatever reason. The slant on the ground here raises my front wheels off the ground, so I'm not turning. I promise I'm not this bad at backing up. And it does look like it's just taking them off my trailer slowly on its own. I was just hoping I could get the logs to float off and then not have to deal with it. But it looks like I have to sit here and wait while it takes each log off of my trailer. So if you see, so while this is going, I'll let that sit there for a minute. Every time it loads a log up onto this conveyor belt, you can see it pop off of my trailer. How do I get up there? Oh, down here, I bet. All right. So it's pulling these logs up, and you can see I've got these logs on the trailer here, and I'm pretty sure it's just unloading them, you know, based on their size and capacity and stuff. So you saw that log just disappeared there as I'm loading them up here, which is really cool. And so I just wish I could get them to float off of the trailer and not have to stay here the whole time. And so there's got to be a way to get these off of there a little bit faster, I'm sure. You know, I'm sure I could get a crane or something to do it for me. But either way, it's kind of cool to have the animation and stuff like this. I love the sound effects, the chain sound as it's pulling the logs up the way. Definitely a lot of attention to detail, and then, you know, I don't know how well you guys can hear it. but there's some really cool sawing effects and stuff coming from inside, so it's pretty cool. And then I am probably wasting stuff. I don't need prefab walls, so I want all of my wood going to these 3 productions because we're going to need these for other things, and we're going to have them set to storing for now. And then when we get to the appropriate point, we may just have the production chains auto feed these in somewhere else if we need to, but for the time being, I think we've got everything set up how we want it. I'm thinking the products are going to come out here as they're ready. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see how this goes. Either way, though, we're getting a fair amount of production here. We've already got 173 liters of planks. Wood chips are just a byproduct, I think. Yep. And so we're going to be cranking on stuff here. Cool. Well, let's stop wasting time. Need to use a loader, get a log truck with a dump. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options. A lot of the log trailers, they dump to the side, and all the logs just go falling out, which would make life so much faster for this. Honestly, we don't have to sit here and wait either. I could just back that truck in and then tab back up to start cutting down more trees. Part of me's curious if I could cut the trees right into the trailer, but I don't know if I'm quite skilled enough for that. So we're gonna get going right back up here to our farm area, and part of me is wondering, should I buy a plot of land that's a little bit closer here to our sawmill so that we can speed up that process? So let me see if I can adjust my throttle to not scroll the map. There we go. I think that's going to be good. And so if that's the sawmill, maybe we buy plot 11 here. And we go check that out. Because I want to get a good chunk of wood going here. At least one more full load of wood going. We're going to sneak through here if we can. Oh my goodness. You know, that's the other thing we haven't been keeping track of today. We'll we'll assume that we've crashed at least that many times already. I don't think it matters much. So I'm gonna go. I think the road is right up here for this plot of land we just bought. Let me double check here. We just bought 11, so it's this big plot right here to my right. So I'm going to come up this trail. I wouldn't even call it a road. I guess it's a logging road. And see if we can find a good spot to park this truck to load it up with longer logs, because I think we get more value and less headache out of having longer logs on this trailer. Yeah, so Ethan, there are technically some fields on this map. There's, I believe, 5 fields that are set up that you could farm on if you wanted. There's 3 crop fields and then 2 grass fields that you could plow under to create a crop field. I'll actually jump over there and show off the agricultural parts of this map real quick if you want, since we haven't done anything like that yet. I reset all my keybinds trying to fiddle with the joystick, so give me 1 second to remember, or to remap the joystick button for this. Wait, Platinum Expansion has its own key binding section. That's interesting. Things that only work with the Platinum Expansion. Easy development tools should be this. Alright, so we haven't done a flyover or anything of the map, so Yeah, Lieutenant Dan, this is definitely a logging map. So as you can see, we're gonna work our way down the kind of the main river area here. It's just logs everywhere, trees. And so it's a great looking map. The frame rates on the map have been pretty good. I mean, like, I'm up in the air flying. I play in 4K resolution on a RTX 2080. So this is frame rates playing at 4K, which, you know, obviously you could do better with a lower resolution. So I've been very happy with the frame rates given how many trees there are. And you will see around town, you know, it'll flicker occasionally, but you know, it's pretty good. And I'm, you know, on a 2080, so I'm well, at this point, 2 generations behind on graphics cards. Looks like YouTube is struggling for a minute here with internet speed, so we're keeping an eye here on my OBS window. It looks like it's starting to catch up right now real quick. So give me just a second. My internet gets a little bit flaky from time to time. And so the stream should hopefully be bouncing back right about now. It should be pretty good. But somebody asked the question about what agricultural land there is on the map. And so if we pop open the map here, I'll show it to you on the mini map, and then I'll just show off the fields real quick. There are 3 agricultural fields down here, field 1, 2, and 3. And then there's a grass field area here and right up here in this half moon section. So if we fly about just a little bit here, you can see this is the grass field half moon that I just pointed to. And if we jump down here, you can see it's not actually a field. I don't get field info when I land in it. The same with this one, but you could totally plow these under and use them as fields. But I think really these are meant to be areas to place your placeables, because there's a lot of production in this map, and there are a few things that the production factories aren't actually built into the map. And then the 3 fields that we do have, this would be one of them, which comes in at 8.4 acres. And then you have another one here at just under 8 acres. And then the final field is actually over the bridge here, which will be kind of a pain if you're moving your agricultural equipment back and forth, because there's a lot of traffic over this bridge and the railings. But the 3rd field is back here in the behind these trees is 3.5 acres. So altogether, for actual fields on this map, you've got, you know, what is that, 16, 20, less than 20 acres total of pre-made farmland. Everything else is very hilly and very foresty. So even if you cleared the forests, you'd have a hard time making fields out of a good chunk of this map. There are some areas where you might be able to put an acre or 2 field, but as you can see, just flying around here, there's just not a lot of flat area to add any fields in. So if you're coming into this map wanting to do agriculture, probably not a good map for it. But from a logging perspective, this map is really got it going on. Hopefully the lag on the stream here has stabilized. I've still got a banner on the YouTube window that just popped away, but my OBS window says it's fine now. And I'm going to stop flying around here. We're going to remember to turn that back off because it prevents me from getting into vehicles sometimes. And I'm going to set my buy point here. And we're going to try out one of the other logging machines here today. Trying to remember, there's a way to see just DLC equipment. And so we've played around with this one a little bit. I think it would be fun to grab this big John Deere and see how this thing handles it. I'm just curious to check out the different tire options. Ooh, we've got these shiny track things. Ooh, chains. I like the chains. Looks like only that brand for chains. We're going to go for chains. I don't know why, but it looks cool. I've got standard and tinted windows. Well, we're going to go standard. And let's see what this guy's all about. I have no idea. What would be nice for contracts, especially for this map, are transport contracts. Load up some logs and bring them to a specific spot. So, mentioning that, there are new contract types on this map. So we do have these deadwood contracts where you cut down the marked trees where, you know, they've essentially got dead trees that aren't growing anymore. So you go and cut all those down. And then I believe you can sell them on your own and use that wood. And then we also have tree transport missions. So you actually can transport a pile of trees to the sawmill and get paid. So it's, you know, you have the ability to have transport missions. And then I believe there's another contract type where you go and bust up rocks out in different areas of the map, in the forest areas. We don't seem to have any of those just yet, but I was excited to see that they did take that into consideration. Yeah, Farmer Tech, the terrain on this map has been awesome. It just looks really good. They did a good job of making the map feel like a map, you know, a realistic place. Man, we're only going 11 miles an hour. This thing is not meant to be road traveled to where it needs to go, probably especially with the chains. This is where we probably should have gotten a low loader trailer, something to put this up on and haul it out here, but we're just going across the road, so we're going to take the slow path to get there. Yeah, it's a tree transport mission specifically, which I thought was a nice touch. They really went all out and paid attention to some of those smaller details this time around. So this thing is supposed to be able to cut multiple trees, is what I have heard. I'm not sure how it works just yet, so we're gonna play around with it here. This tree is too thick for this machine. Really? Okay. Well, let's go over here and see what happens when we grab one of the smaller ones. Okay, so we've grabbed that tree. Well, we've grabbed that tree. All right, how many trees can I grab? Get off of the stump here. Oh, I must be full because I'm not getting this one and I'm not getting a message about it being too big. I have to say, from a camera perspective, being in the trees is going to be interesting when it comes to recording content. So if I've chopped down the trees, how do I clean them up now? Is there another... it can cut multiple trees and unload them at once. This is for pulling, for loading. There's got to be something that cleans them up after the fact then. Loading. That's for the rocks. This is for cutting down multiple trees like we're doing now. Remove tree stumps and bushes. Maybe it's just the chainsaw. Maybe I just need to use a chainsaw. That wouldn't be that hard. Where do I keep chainsaws again? There it is. Did we get any new chainsaw brands? We didn't. Oh, I've already got that item. All right. So we've got these trees. We brought them over here. I can probably, oops. just clean them up the old-fashioned way. I guess that works. So this works great for if you want to do a little bit of manual stuff with the chainsaw, I suppose. Now this is probably way too long to go on this trailer. We're going to... I just want to bring it over here. I want to kind of get a feel for how long stuff is. Oh, we could actually put full-length trees on here. The super strength seems to be a little bit picky with the longer logs like this, though. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it hangs off the back. That's probably not going to fly with the DOT, but for me, that's actually not hanging off that much. It's not going to be a struggle. So yeah, we could just cut down a bunch of trees manually, run them over here, and load them up. Well, let's give this a try. Let's see if we can get a few more trees going. Oh, the stumps, though. The stumps are going to kill me. Maybe I just needed to get a little lower to the ground, too. Let's see if we can get this big dead tree going here. Lower this all the way down here. There we go. Lift this up a little bit. Whoa, buddy. So that's a problem. So this tree was a little bit too heavy. Also, my crash counter isn't working correctly. It's not counting up. So you have to be careful with the size of tree that you get, apparently. Let's see if I can get this guy to flip back. Come on, come on. Well, folks, this is unfortunate. This is why you have a roll cage on your vehicle, I suppose. Let's see here. This tree was too big for us to handle. I wonder how you would do that, like, realistically. I guess you just wouldn't go after a tree that big, or would you have somebody climb the tree and cut half of it first and then use that machine to cut it down? We're going to cut this in approximate half and see if we can put this on our trailer. I would love to also maybe try out one of the cranes for loading at some point, but I think here we're gonna just toss these on real quick. I think auto load logging trailers are in my future. There's probably already a couple out there, because even doing it by hand like this is not really working that much easier than when we were using the front loader. But that is a long tree, so we cut down a tree that, after being cut in half, the two pieces are likely the length of the trailer. So I feel like these trees are so much longer than the trees we had in base game previously for logging. That didn't like something. This is super strength removes the collider on the tree trunk until you let go of it. And since I'm not doing a great job of getting it lined up here, it's freaking out on me a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't like when you let it go inside of something else. So if you're looking to use super strength and stuff with it, it looks like the log physics are still a little bit wonky for some things. Oh, well, no, that's just me putting a tree in way too far. How much farther away am I? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I thought this was the shorter piece of the 2 logs, but look at that. So I cut that tree in half, and the 2 logs are still sticking out way past the end of this trailer. That is crazy. Oh, thanks, SK. I'm probably going to have to go look at the auto-load trailer here at some point, because that's one thing that I'm not so good at here, apparently. I am not super excited about how often my wheels aren't touching the ground with this logging trailer. It makes steering somewhat interesting from time to time. And let's see here. Is this the sawmill entrance? I think it is. I'm curious to see what 3 really big logs are going to add into our leaders here. Like, what is a big log like this worth? If we pop open the screen here real quick and take a look, we're currently sitting at 15.8 cubic yards of wood. Why is it? Oh, it's cubic yards because I have oh, what do I got? It's the unit convert mod installed right now, and that's just the default unit for trees, apparently. I can hop out of the truck actually here and look. We've got just over 12,000 liters of logs. It's going down still, so I'm gonna back this in here and we'll see what we get up to with these 3 trees. I'm gonna go ahead and take the straps off. It's already unloading those logs for me. So now we're at 19 and climbing, 20. So yeah, I mean, that was quite a bit for just a handful of logs. We're not quite at 1,000 liters, so we don't have our first pallet of planks yet, but we'll definitely get there with the long planks at least. I'm curious though to see how many of these are we going to need down at the shipyard. So I know it's going to take some time, but we're going to need 9,000. So we're almost 1/10 of the way through for our long planks. Joss, good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. We are going to need metal as well. So now that we got logs kind of going in the sawmill and we're starting to build up some of those materials, let's see if we can figure out how the mine is going to work here. We've got these 2 vehicles up here that you are given to start with. These are built into the map, so you can't sell them, but you can use them up here, which is kind of handy. And I believe anybody can pull from this if you're like on a multiplayer server. And so I'm going to go ahead and just load this up. These vehicles are super slow, so I'm probably only going to do the first load with this. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I do have this hooked up to my joystick. That'll be so much easier than using the mouse. But I'm kind of liking this old Volvo equipment that they've got everywhere on the map. It's interesting to see. It's different for sure. I don't know that you'd see that much of this in the States, but we've got similar older equipment floating around for sure. Now I put 2,000 liters in here so far, 2 scoops. How big is this trailer? We're at 37%, so it probably holds 8,000 then, or not 8,000, 6,000. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fill this trailer up real quick, and then I believe this is the one production that I've found so far is creating the metal from the iron ore that's not included on the map itself right now. And so we're gonna have to find a spot to put that placeable, which I think I saw a spot when we were driving around here that we can use for that. So we'll get this loaded up, and then we'll drive down to where I think I want to build the placeable, and we'll see if we can get this production going. There we go. I don't have access to this land. Interesting message. Wonder how the AI driver will do. Yeah, I don't know about that. This map is rather squirrely. It would be interesting, though, to see just how it gets from point A to point B on all these little back roads and stuff. I wonder if they've created AI paths for all the dirt trails, or if it's only for the blacktop roads on the map. That would be fascinating. We'll try it out here when we get this truck loaded up, at least, and see what it does. I think it's got room for at least one more dump here. I lost track. I know I said it's going to take 6 total, but I wonder how big this iron ore pile can get, too. Like, it's when we started the game and we flew by this, there was nothing there, so it's definitely on a timer. I don't own this land. I'm not trying to dump it on land. I'm trying to dump it into the truck. Truck must be full. Alright, let's see. Yep, truck's full. 5,400. Okay, so if we look at the map here, I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere down here an empty spot. I think it was right here that looked big enough to build that. So let me hop out. Let me fly down there real quick and just make sure that that's where I think I want to go. It was like coming down this main road, and there was a spot, yeah, right here for a production. So I think what we're going to do is, if we hop into the construction menu, the one production thing that we haven't found on the map is this iron furnace. This doesn't exist anywhere on the map right now. So this is how you convert iron ore into metal. And so I'm going to go ahead and see if we can squeeze this into this area right here. Now, it does have the metal come out on the one side, and then the dump is right here. So I think it should fit right in here. We might have to do a little bit of cleanup on the landscaping, but I'm going to toss it down right there. Well, that's quite ugly, so let's grab our paintbrush tool here and see if we can figure this out. What button changes the shape? V. Yeah, there we go. We're just gonna smooth this out a little bit. Put some grass back in here. I'm so picky. But I am curious just to see what some of this looks like. Now, do we have the new grass types in here or not? Maybe, maybe not. Yep, those are the same. That looks alright. Do the same over here. And so this map being so many different kinds of productions and things like that, I think that you know, people will be doing a little bit of landscaping, especially with how hilly things are. You know, you're going to want to make your productions kind of fit in where you want them to fit in. I think that's going to look good. And so let me turn flight mode back off so I can tab into my vehicle here. Oh, I can't tab into this thing because I don't own it. Whoa. We had super speed still on. So because I don't own this, I wonder if I can actually tell it to go somewhere. Let's bring up the helper window. And no, because you don't own this vehicle, the helper, the AI helper function is unavailable. Fascinating. So I'm going to grab this other random guy here. And I'm just going to tell him to drive up to the iron mine and see what happens, because now I'm really curious. Set destination right here. So I don't know if he's trying to figure out how to do it or if he's just incapable. We'll let him go for a minute while we go somewhere else. See if he cancels out. I don't know why I'm tabbing. I can't tab to the thing that I want. Enter vehicle. But my guess, based on the fact that it's not doing anything, is that it's incapable of driving to a destination that's not on a main road. That's my current guess, folks. So this thing is a speedy 16 miles an hour. I think that we're going to need a better dump truck if you're going to do a lot of production on this map. I think that this is going to take way too long, and we're not even going that far. We put that placeable pretty close to us here, so I think it would have been quicker to actually go out the other entrance and get on the straight shot. If you look at the mini-map there was another way we could have gone out to the iron mine. I think that would have been faster than taking this curvy path here down the side of the mountain. Do I still have... Oh my goodness. I tried to reach over and grab my controller, but I realized it's not currently plugged in, and we smacked into a light pole. Yeah, I unplugged the controller when we put the joystick in. I was hoping to leverage that to maybe just have a little bit less jerky steering with this articulated dump truck here. Alright, so this is going to take a minute to get up here to the factory that we just put in. I'm curious what other things people would like to see from an equipment perspective as we get back into some of the logging here. We've got a lot of trees we need to cut down. We might jump out here and grab an auto load trailer just to speed that up a little bit. I am downshifting here to try and make it up this hill, but it's not working out so well for us. We're going to go down into low gear. This thing has very little power, apparently. You can do it. Apparently not. Like, I like the gear system and all, but this is ridiculous that I can't go over 4 miles an hour up this little hill. I know iron ore has got to be heavy, but come on now. Let's go. Yeah, we're not going to do this a second time. I can't dump this anywhere, I don't think, because I don't really own the land, and also I don't own the vehicle, so things get a little bit weird sometimes. This van is being very impatient. We got to go all the way down to second gear to make it up this hill. We're going to put the cruise control on so I don't have to hold the button. You can do it. Did we go 1 gear too far? Look at this, it just bottoms out. It's barely keeping up. Here we go. If we turn, I lose so much of my ability to keep going, so we're just going to drive on the wrong side of the road here. I think once we get around this next turn, it's all downhill from there, but I'm surprised this thing doesn't have more power. I wonder if this is something that will get patched, because it just feels very underpowered for what a vehicle like this should be able to do, I would expect. Taking a look at the timestamp here, I was talking to Kermit from Giants a little bit yesterday, and he said to make sure to pass along any things I ran into that were a struggle during the live stream, so I'll have to point this one out to him. Because I am in low gears, so I should have more torque in low versus high, I would expect for this. So I would get not being able to do this in the high gear, but here we go. We're flattening out, so it's not quite so steep here. I'm going to switch up to high. Drop a couple gears and see if this thing can get some speed. You can do it. Like the little engine that could. I need a push, exactly, Farmer Tech. We won't do this again. What we'll do for if we need another load of iron here is we'll get the big Demco bulk dump trailer and a semi hooked up to it. That'll go a lot faster. There's a processor head for the Volvo excavator you can use instead of a chainsaw. That's what I was looking at for. I didn't see a standalone head. It must just be an option on the excavator when you buy the excavator then? I'll have to look at that again. Our factory is in sight here. We're almost there. If I can just hold off this blue car for one more minute. And then I should be able to back this right up into this thing. There we go. Hey, Pleasant View Farms, how you doing? Yeah, it's an option that you can select. Yeah, let me, I'm gonna pop into the store while this is unloading and take a look at that real quick. Let me just do it this way. Oh yeah, grapple, harvest head, fast coupler. So this would, well, this is a, what do you call it? That would actually cut the tree down, wouldn't it? And strip it. Is there another? I'm just curious what the other equipment is here. Maybe it's on the other one here. There's two of them. Grapple. Oh, there we go. Process her head. So that'll strip all the branches off for us. Nice. Well, we might have to try that out of curiosity. All right, so this thing is just getting parked over here to the side because I'm not driving it back up. And then this is our production site. I think somewhere there's a place that I can go interact with that, but let me just come in here and do it. We're gonna activate this. And so it should just start cranking out metal for us now. If I put 400 in, I get 380 out. If I brought 50, I think I brought 5,400 up here, so I should get about 5,000 liters of metal out of this, maybe just under that. And how much did we need? I just want to see if we're going to need another load up here. I only need 1,800, so that load should be doing good. Didn't they make a change so you can rotate the head to clean a fallen tree? Yeah, so I can clean a fallen tree with a normal cutter for sure. So, you know, for example, when I was using one of these, this will clean it after it cuts it. But when I'm using this John Deere thing, where'd it go? Got too many vehicles. This thing doesn't clean anything, it just cuts it down. And so it cuts really quick and you can grab a couple of trees. But then you got to clean them up to get them onto the trailer somehow. So that's the only part that was a little bit of a question mark. So I'm looking at these. I like these, but they don't cut down the big trees. This is limited to 70, 81. I like this. It's got the grapple built right into it. Or is that... Yeah, that's a tractor with the grapple built right on. That's cool. So let's try one of these big excavators with the harvest head, just because we haven't had a chance to try this yet. And before I do that, we've learned our lesson, even though it's across the road. we're going to bring it right out here. Harvest head. Let's do it. This thing is a beast. Now, if I remember right, there was a tree over here that was too big to cut for the John Deere here. I think it was maybe this one. So if I turn this thing on, it opens up here. And then I'm assuming this is going to have similar controls to the other tree cutter where it'll auto align. Oh yeah, look at that. We got so many trees in the way here. I want to see how this works. And then we go cut. What I like about this is it seems like it's got a lot more, what do you call it, weight to it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move my controls around. I can't use my mouse and my joystick at the same time. Alright, I don't have all the controls set up right here. This is rotate. This is that arm. There we go. Alright. So I have a lot more mass to myself here, I feel like, so I'm not getting jerked around by the tree like I was with that other style of logging equipment, which I really like. I'm going to see what my max cut length is. I don't know what max means, but we're going to just go with max and see how long the logs are here. Oh, it's the whole tree. That was a mistake. Okay. Good to know. 12, 15, 20. So we're going to go for 20 meter logs in the future. And for this one, I'm just going to come in here and we're going to chop this up a little bit. And get it to reasonable sizes that we can toss into a trailer here. Now I could probably have gotten that other one that is designed to clean up a log to pick this up. But I'm just gonna throw these down here so that we can get them into our trailer in a second here. My goodness, I can't see through all these bushes. There's so many options with the logging stuff. It's, for somebody who hasn't really played with it that much, there's a lot of complexity to logging that I think that I've underestimated how much is going on with some of these logging mods and just the gameplay in general. It's been quite interesting. You guys can't hear the sound of the tracks as it clanks along, yeah. Yeah, you gotta get really close to hear the tracks. Probably if I was in cab. No, you don't even hear the tracks when you're in cab. Although, now that I'm here, why don't we try and cut down this next tree using the in-cab settings. See if we can adjust stuff. Why is it doing that? What is going on? Okay. That was unfortunate. It like started cutting the length of the log without letting the tree fall first. I must have held the button down too long when I tapped it to adjust the length. So still a few odd things. We should try the winch. Ooh, I something like backfired or something. What is going on? We're gonna put this in the pile here. I'm just gonna try and pile these up a little bit this time. And then, yeah, we'll go up the hill here a little bit, and then maybe we'll try and winch one of these down. So let's jump back in this guy. We're gonna go up the hill and we'll cut a tree down and then see how the winch works. Kind of curious how stable this thing is going up the side of a hill. It doesn't move very fast, but it seems to just champ it out. So far this has been my favorite tree cutting piece of equipment out of the ones that I've tried. If I can figure out why my vehicle was being flung up into the air here, that will be nice as well. Trying to adjust. I was expecting it to lock onto that tree there, so. It does not seem to want to cut this particular tree, which is very odd to me. Okay. Let's try this one over here then instead. Tree harvester is on. I'm in a different field. That would be it. We're not paying attention to what land we own. Backing up. This thing turns real nice too. Yeah, I'm definitely digging this over the articulated harvesters. This one's gonna be my go-to, I think. I'm pretty sure on the mod hub I saw that there's a John Deere version of this, like an excavator-based tree cutter. So I will be looking forward to hopefully that supporting all of the platinum controls here. Nope, it did it again. I think I'm holding the button down just a smidge too long, because that's a mess right there. My intention was to drag the tree kind of out of the way and then cut it. And this thing can't get into position because that downed tree is in the way. Let's try this again. I think it's mentally I'm holding down the O key to line it up. And then, yeah, if I just tap X real quick, I don't have those same problems. There we go. See, we're getting there. You like the articulated ones that should have a bucket on the end? Oops. I've seen these excavator ones with the tree cutters on in northern Michigan here from time to time. I've seen the other style as well, but I don't know, this is interesting. The fact that I can so easily, like, just drag this tree around and do what I want with it is nice. I feel like the articulated ones just don't, you don't have the same oomph with them to be able to do that. It might not be the most efficient way to drive them out of the forest, but it works. And I think I'll be able to, once I get used to this, create a stack of logs a lot easier. You know what? For once in my life, I'm going to say it might actually be easier to do this in cab. There we go. And we've got these working numbers on screen. I wish I knew exactly what that represented, like the 0433. I wonder if that's like how long this log is. And then I don't know what the left side is, but it's definitely changing as we cut those trees down, so at some point I'll have to figure out what that means. These trees are quite small. I'm looking for the next big tree. There's a big tree. Oh, this one's got the log in front of it. Let me jump out here. We're gonna just move this out of the way here real quick. Oh my goodness, so much brush in the way in general is probably my biggest complaint, I'll say, with forestry. It's just controlling the camera angles. I want to get a little bit closer here. There we go. So this is auto-connecting to the tree, although this is the first time I've had auto-connect not really work well for me, so let me try that one more time. Oh goodness. If we pull this back a bit, I think maybe I'm actually just a little bit too close. So whenever you get the symbol here on the tree, I'll see if I can get this back into position. There we go. Okay, let me move it away from the tree and then back in. I should get the auto connect to the tree symbol now, which I'm not getting. Oh, probably don't own that land, or my vehicle was on the... I had it a second ago. I'm guessing that this is another case of I'm past my property line over there. So let me go up here. I know I own these trees. This one will be a good example. So if I move this up here towards the tree, I should get a symbol, but there we go. It's there, it's just underneath the thing. So anytime you get that yellow ring around, then you can hold down the O key, and it's supposed to align to the tree for you until you get a green ring, which means you're lined up and you can cut the tree, like so. Oh, see how it turns from yellow to green? I think because I'm on this wonky angle, I'm having a little bit of a problem. I think the tree is just slightly into the ground here, because the auto align doesn't seem to be lining up with it either. There we go. And once again, this is the one thing I need to figure out how to not do, is that it automatically starts cutting the tree with the same button that I used to get started with the initial tree cut. So I'm gonna get these logs out of here. You can't even see your logs. Can I cut down the brush maybe? I can't cut down the brush either. So this is like, so I've lost my tree somewhere in there. But let's get a, let's see if we can get a winch out here now and hook up to one of these and pull them that way. We've got a few different pieces of equipment there. And it now recognizes different tree widths, which has virtually eliminated shaking logs of the past. Yeah. Let me see. We've got a tractor-based winch there. Just looking at the different options. You know what? We've got one on our farm already. So if we tab up here and hook up to this. Now what I'm not going to do is drive this all the way over there. We're going to do this, and look at that. We're where we need to be. Ordered dual joysticks, hope they arrive on time. Yeah, diesel power, the joysticks are going to help out a lot, but there's some serious thought that needs to go into configuring those to kind of getting them working for sure. Now, I'm trying to figure out where a good log is to pull. We'll pull one of these logs that we've got over here on the other side and see if we can figure out how to get this working. What I want to do is get these logs pulled over to the pile. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to park this thing kind of right next to our pile, and then we're going to see how long this winch is on the tractor. So I think I need to lower this, and I don't think there's anything else I really need to do there. So out here I can push R to pull the rope, and then I can come over here and attach it where I want. I'm going to actually attach it to the end here. B to attach tree to winch. Okay, I'm pushing B. There we go. Ah. I've got the player speed thing on, and it has the same control, so it's conflicting here a little bit. And then once you have it attached, it looks like I can use the K and the M keys to pull this log. So let's come over here real quick, and the K is going to reel it in for me here. So you can see it's giving it a pull over this stump. Oh no, the tractor's moving instead of the log. That's unfortunate. We've got it lowered and everything. I wonder if there's a way to get this guy to stay still. I guess I could put him in front of this a little bit. I kind of figured having it lowered would have prevented him from getting pulled. That's usually why you've got that blade there. It kind of digs into the ground. But instead, I'm going to put him on the backside of this log now and see if this is going to help us out. There we go. Give you a little bit of a backstop so that it doesn't cause issues. And then if you come back over here, you can push R if you want to pick this back up and attach it to multiple trees at once, it looks like. Or I can push Y to detach it all together. Very nice. So if I'd realized I could do multiple trees a second ago, I would have also grabbed this tree here, but we'll do that now. There we go. And then because B is also hooked up to my speed, that's a problem. K to pull. Where's my log? There we are. And of course, I'm probably going to get it caught on this tree here, but we're pulling. It's not the fastest mechanism, but if you're on the side of some of these hills and you don't have a way to get a piece of equipment down there to pick it up, and you're trying to play legit without super strength and stuff, this is probably going to be the way to do it. And then if we look at this, I'm going to do the R to attach to another tree here. And then now I've got two of them here. I'm going to lift this up, and I think I can just drag these if I wanted to. So I'm going to see if I can pull them over here. It looks like I'm getting caught on this stump, though. But what's interesting to me with this is that you can then pull multiple logs up the hill at the same time. Now, I wonder what kind of power limitations this has on it, but that's really cool. And then if I push Y, I can disconnect from both of those trees at the same time, which is convenient. So we're going to get this out of the way. And Do I need to stump grind on this? Yeah, so there are stump grinders, and you will need to grind those out if you want to clear out the areas of the forest to be able to plant more trees in those areas. So definitely something that you'll need to consider. Farmer Tech, love to keep watching, but you better get up and do something. Have a great day. Well, I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us today, Farmer Tech. It's been a good one. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to save real quick here. And then I want to go check on our sawmill. And then we might jump out and grab an auto load trailer because as much as I enjoy loading things up, it's going to take a bit. All right, so we're definitely creating pallets here somewhere. So this wood is still going. I need to go find where our pallets are coming out. It looks like right here. So I've got long planks. I've got wood beams. And I must have short planks coming out somewhere. Maybe there's another output somewhere around the sawmill here. Let's take a walk around the building here. I'll leave this on just in case. I don't know if any of these open or anything. I've also got to have wood chips coming out somewhere, I imagine. Shed on the other side. Did I miss a shed? Hang on, we're gonna just finish circling around the building here real quick. Oh my goodness, there's a shed over here. Say what? So this looks like we've got the overflow. I've got pallets of normal planks. And then is this more long planks? Yeah, so these are long planks. And then over here I've got long planks and wood beams. It's so weird that they wouldn't all go to the same place. But I guess, yeah, this is probably just the overflow area. And then I've got zones for each of the different productions here. So awesome. That means we've got 3,000 planks and 2,000 long planks. So let's go ahead and get a trailer. Well, I want to run these up. I had sped up time a little bit to keep the productions going. I want to get a trailer that we can bring this stuff up and have the boat stuff start working. So let's take a look at what trailers came with this. I know there's a flatbed for hauling containers. I think that it'll probably also work for pallets and stuff. Let's just grab this and check it out. I'm pretty sure this will work out for us. So we're going to get one of these. And then just for the fun of it, we'll get a new semi for this. I'm not usually a big fan of these, but we'll grab one of these European style flat fronts. I guess we've got some flat fronts in the US too. This is a nice short wheel setup here though. I wonder if I've got the ability to have 2 axles. Maybe not. What are our color options on something like this too? We'll get a nice red. Matches the trailer. This thing is probably way too small, but we're gonna give it a shot. Well, I like how the cab moves separate from the frame. That's very realistic. Nice little attention to detail there. And we're gonna bring this right in here. I'll back it back out, I think, but for convenience, we're gonna pull straight in here. I'm gonna load these in by hand real quick. No, actually, we're not. We're not. We're gonna do it right. We're going to try out, I think there's a new forklift in here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's try that. See how if the pallet mechanics have improved any. Maybe I'm mistaken. There it is. There's the new forklift. Let's see how this works. Did the excavator-style machines have sounds coming from the tracks? They do, yes, but it's really hard to hear. If you're in the cab, you can't really hear them that much. And if you're outside the cab, you have to be zoomed in really close with the camera in order to hear the tracks. But they do have that clanking metallic sound as you're rolling through, which I thought was pretty cool. All right, wood beams, here we go. Man, look at this. This is so much easier than when I tried to do pallets in my Let's Play series here the other day. I wonder if the physics have been tweaked a little bit for pallets, or if I'm just having better luck today. Because the seed pallets, oh my goodness, that was a nightmare. Alright, let's see if I can actually... Alright, so that's my standard camera, and then this is my in-cab view. So in-cab view on the forklift is apparently broken. Probably something worth pointing out to Giants. And it tried to pick it up even though I didn't have the forks under it, so I'm trying to get lined up a little bit better here. We'll tip that. Cam is a known problem. Yeah, I figured I can't be the first person to have run into that. I feel like it would have been easier to use the forklift with an in-cab view for a change. That's why I was trying it out. There we go. Oh, this isn't too bad at all. So, yeah, maybe pallets in general got cleaned up a little bit, or maybe it's just the seed pallet in my other game that really hated me, but I could actually get used to using a forklift if it's going to be this easy. Let's grab this semi. I guess I've got so much equipment that tabbing through is probably not going to cut it. And let's get this backed out. I'm going to drive it over there so I don't have to bring the forklift all the way across the tracks every time. I guess I should probably latch these down so they don't fall off while we're moving over here. And it looks like it's got a convenient train loading spot here for running the forklift up and loading these pallets onto a train to be sold via the train. That's kind of cool. And yeah, I'd say that one of the things that has impressed me the most with the Platinum DLC is the sounds, both the environment sounds, but also I feel like a lot of the vehicles that they've added have really solid sounds. Excuse me, my voice is getting a little bit froggy here. So let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I could get used to this. I'm curious if this would work as well with a skid loader. I mean, I know that the forklift is designed for pallets, but if the skid loader pallet logic is working this smooth, you may see me do more pallet work in my series moving forward, because this is only slightly less efficient than trying to use super strength to do it, I think. I think I have just as many problems trying to carry a pallet with super strength as I would loading it up like this. I'm digging this right now. It's not coming off of my fork, so I probably need to tip it down. There we go. Oh, perfect. I mean, I'm not going to try and claim to be the most efficient forklift operator ever, but a little bit of practice and we could probably get pretty good at this. I do think in cab mode would, for a change, be much more efficient for this. Now, these are wooden planks. I should be able to stack these on top of each other, so I'm going to see what that's going to do if I stack two pallets on top of each other and then try to pick them up. Realistically, I'd be able to do this in the real world. So let's see how it works in Farm Sim. And Just want to make sure I don't make too much of a mess of this getting lined up. There we go. All right, let's see. Don't hit the post. That wouldn't be the game's fault. Yeah, I have to say, I kind of expected the top one to just go flying off as soon as we did this, so I'm digging this. And they've definitely made improvements, because I have just recently played around with moving pallets of stuff around, and I had all kinds of problems in my latest Let's Play series, so this is going so much easier. It's starting to get dark here. Alright, I'm going to park this thing right here. We're going to grab this truck, and I'm going to run all of this up to the boat launch area, and we're going to see if what else we need to kind of get that working. I'm not sure we've got enough to actually finish the stage of the boat yet, so as we get closer to noon, if we don't have enough products, we'll find a way to get this boat launched. I have to say, though, the bouncing cab, how the cab moves a little bit different than the frame when you hit some of the bumps, is kind of cool. Yeah, the lumberyard is getting a ton of visitors. I don't know who all these people are that are driving down the road into the lumberyard. They can't have that many employees. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around on my desk. We almost ran into that car. I've made bad choices. That's a bridge. Trying to pass on the shoulder. I love how it lists out all of my products on the trailer, though, and the total percentages of planks, long planks, and wooden beams. It's quite convenient. I guess we haven't been in cab on the cab over here yet. Interior's looking pretty snazzy. I like that the dash is kind of unique compared to a lot of the other vehicles. I like the green lights in here. It looks good. Alright. No, we took that corner way too tight, but that's alright. There was a big shoulder there. So I'm kind of curious to see how this stuff unloads into the boat launch area here. Have we bought this thing yet or not? I can't remember. Let's double check that I've purchased this before I bring all this in here. I have not. That would have been a very frustrating day if we'd dumped everything in. And apparently I don't have the setting. This is every time I start a new game, I find that I forget to turn off my automatic engine brake start. Hey, I'm pulling into a business here, bud. Come on, out of my way. Alright, if I just hit L, does this stuff unload? Yeah, it does. Look at that. We probably could have got a little closer. I think, if I remember right, pallets don't unload if they're on their sides, so we'll just grab these and pull them off because I'm a little bit too far away. There we go. So it looks like it's pulled at least a couple of these planks and stuff off of the pile now. So planks, long planks, and wood beams, it's consumed a few of them already. I need metal and floor tiles. So let's go up and check on our metal production here and see if this flatbed trailer can load that up. And I'm going to speed time up a little bit, see if we can get through the darkness here pretty quick. If I look at the map, I just want to make sure I'm going the right way. Our metal is all the way over there on the west side. Stranded, Kansan, gotta go feed the calves and bales. Have a good one, dude. We're gonna definitely be building out this boat. Oh, we're having some lag. Hopefully this is going to clear up here momentarily. I'm going to move the time forward to get through dark while we're experiencing the lag spike here. It's still spiking pretty hard. Zero KBS, that's not good. The question is it my internet or is it YouTube's? Oh, there we go. I think it's starting to come back now. Give it just a couple seconds here to stabilize as the speed starts to jump back up here on my overworked internet, apparently. It's gonna try and catch up here. And I think we're back. I'm moving the time forward here to get us out of the dark while things were lag spiking out, but all my flashing indicators do seem to be in the green again, so hopefully you guys are going to see the things start stabilizing here as well. And it just tanked a second time. What is going on? I'm watching my internet go up and down here quite a bit. So I'm going to keep working on loading this trailer up and hopefully things catch up here again. There we go. It's starting to come back, maybe. Hopefully it's coming back. I'm seeing a huge uptick in the total amount of frames making its way to YouTube now from OPS finally. I don't know what's going on, but I've got the green indicators coming back here off and on my end. So hopefully things are gonna stabilize here. We have picked up a load of metals, which we are going to go. Well, we're dropping about 60% of our frames, which is not going to work. Hopefully this is going to stabilize, but apparently not so much. We are getting, yeah, like 60% of our frames are getting dropped right now, folks. I don't know what's causing the spikes in lag here. I occasionally get different colors on the connection here. This is really frustrating, folks. All right, so here we go. I think we're starting to stabilize again, but I've said that a couple of times now, but I do see a fair amount of traffic starting to go up to YouTube now. I'm going to bring the 5,000 metal that we have here right up into the trigger. Hopefully this will unload on its own a little bit easier. Maybe not. I might have to jump out here and just toss these into the zone. Like so. And you can see that our planks and stuff were already getting used up a little bit in the boatyard menu here. So we have been working towards building stuff out. It looks like I've maxed out the amount of metal that we can take into the zone at this point. It doesn't hold that much apparently. Sitting at 3,000 metals. And the only thing that we still need is floor tiles. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back up to the sawmill here. And before I do that, we're going to go see what we need to create floor tiles. We did buy this flooring factory at the beginning, and we need planks, either long or regular, to build this. So if I jump back down here, I'm just curious which planks we need more of up here. We need a lot more long planks, so we'll use some regular planks in order to fill out the fill out the floor tiles. So I'm going to drive this back up here to the the sawmill here, and see how that goes. Let me know in the comments if the stream's starting to work a little bit better. I'm seeing the traffic go through on my end now, maybe not perfectly, but a lot better than we were. So I'm just not ever quite sure if the stream is stabilizing or not. I say that as I see my frame rates drop completely off the chart here again. Alright, so this is, we're going to take this back up to the sawmill. Let me look at my production screen here real quick. The sawmill is out of wood, so we're not really producing anything new up there right now. I'm watching the stream window up here. I just went to check YouTube on my other monitor here, and it's so far behind where we're at right now. I have no idea what's going on with the internet this morning. Alright, so we've got tons of planks now because we ran the clock forward to get through the darkness overnight here. And we should have enough to actually build the boat, I think, with all these stacks. So I'm going to get these just tossed up here onto the trailer real quick so that we can run them all back down to the boat launch. And we're going to stop by the flooring factory and drop a number of these off at the flooring factory as well, because I really wanted to get this boat built, and it looks like we've got the materials to do it, which surprises me. I thought it was going to take a lot more materials, and so this should work out really well. But we do need to get things launched, so let's get them loaded up here and put all the beams up here behind the cab maybe. And I'm going to just kind of ignore the internet problems a little bit here in the background. I know that it's still cutting in and out occasionally. I'm really hoping it starts to stabilize, though. I see it come back in big bursts, though, from time to time. And we've got tons of products here, so this is great because it means we can get everything running. I'm really curious to kind of see what a longer playthrough of logging would look like. I feel like you could make a lot of money. It's just going to take time because I feel like the money is in the products here. And so you've got to make the products and then turn them into something bigger and better and sell those, which is actually kind of a lot of fun. I think if I was just cutting down trees nonstop and selling them straight up for cash, I'd probably get bored with logging. But I think creating all of these products and having some of those logistics and things built into it is actually going to be a lot of fun. Now I'm going to run over here. I think we've got a couple of pallets left in the main deal here that will hopefully fit onto this trailer. I guess I can always just stack them up on top of each other. I've been doing that with some of the other pallets in the past. And I'm seeing we're still dropping quite a few frames, which is super unfortunate. I do see that YouTube is starting to catch up with things, though. I'm looking up at my YouTube windows, though, and chat, you're probably a good 4 to 5 minutes behind where I'm at in real time right now, so I am going to apologize. I'm probably not going to catch as much of the comments and stuff in real time, but I will be reading chat here. And it looks like everything is buffering and getting sent up appropriately now, though, so it should be working good for us. I need another 6,000 planks. So, and then how many long planks? I've got 478, so I need 7 pallets of long planks still. So here's 1. 2. 3. And 4. So we're not quite going to have enough long planks here still. But we should have enough of the regular planks, it looks like. Just gonna keep throwing these in here. And then I haven't counted how many of the wood beams do we need. We need 4,000 plus wood beams still, so we're not gonna have enough of the wood beams either, it looks like. Because these are all 1,000 pieces per pallet. And I'm looking up at the YouTube monitor here. It looks like the stream is in the green now, but you guys lost like maybe 5 minutes of content there. It just kind of jumped ahead, which is a-okay. We're unloading the pallets here into the ship yard. It looks like we've got all of our planks are now here. We just need long planks and wood beams. We need 1 more pallet of wood beams and 3 more pallets of long planks. And then the floor tiles, which we just started making. I think that's probably the part that might have gotten cut off of the camera here, is the getting the wood delivered over here to the floor manufacturing facility. I am going to jump this back up here to save ourselves a few minutes. And what we're going to do, because we are at almost noon here, is we've cut quite a few trees. I think we're going to come down here. I'm going to see if I can just drop some logs in the water here and get this thing going. We need just a few more logs to finish the stage of development. And if we come in here, I think I can just do it. Is it on the vehicle? Can I? Fill unit 3 air. No, so I can't fill the trailer, but I can just drop them. So let's get the semi out of the water here. It's getting a little rusty being backed in the water for so long. There we go. And I think what we could do, if I come out here, I think we can just drop stuff in like so. Add log. Yeah, so we've got different kinds of logs here. I don't know what the difference really is. And so I'm gonna just drop, I don't know, 10 logs or so into the water here. You can see it's already loading them in, and that's gonna kick off the production here again. So that's all good. We're gonna let that run, and I'm gonna jump back over here. I wanna make sure that our flooring factory is working. And you can see here for the long planks that are going in, we're creating twice as many floor tiles, and then for the short ones, it's not quite 1-to-1, it's a little bit better. So I put 2,000 in here, so I'll probably get a little over 3,000 floor tiles. And I can't remember, I wish that the shipyard, when you owned it, would show up in the production menu so that you can see what's in there. But as far as floor tiles go, we need about 7,000 floor tiles. And so if we want to wrap this up here, we're going to need to get a few more pallets delivered up here for the floor tiles. And so since we're pretty much waiting on productions at this point, I'm going to bump the time up to 120 here so that we can get a few more going. And I'm going to go park this over where we have the loading area to make it a little bit easier to load up and take all these pallets back down. I could probably attempt to spawn a few additional pallets if we need it as well. It looks like, I don't know what determines if they spawn here or over there. It's very odd to see which things spawn like a single pallet over there in the production facility versus up here. This time we're not going to make the same mistakes though. We're going to put the pallets on the far side so that we can stack them up easier. And you can see the, it seems like just the long planks and the wood beams end up having a single one that comes out over here, which is fascinating. These take a lot longer to make, but we'll get a set of the long planks here shortly as well. And these will actually fit up here nicely the long way, it looks like. I do like this trailer for hauling the goods. It's got a nice layout for it. So I'm just gonna be doing this by hand real quick to speed things up because we've got the materials coming through now. We just got to get them down to the appropriate places on the map. So we've got one of each of those. I'm really curious to see how fast this flooring factory is actually working. It looks like we've got our first batch of floor tiles coming. Where are the floor tiles going to come out at, though? I don't see a production square on the map here. Did I not buy this thing? No, I did. Okay. Had me freaked out for a second there. I don't see where the floor tiles come out. Hey, Logan, welcome to the stream. Oh, they came out right over here. So that's our first pallet of 1,000 floor tiles. So we are going to need a good chunk more wood coming through this as well. Let me tab around here. We've got quite a bit of excess equipment now. Like I said, we've got nearly enough wood at the manufacturer. I think we've got plenty of the small planks now. I think it was just long planks that we still needed for the ship itself. And so all of these small planks can go to the floor tile manufacturing. And what we'll probably do is I think we can actually just spawn a few additional pallets of this stuff as well. I want to say that Easy Dev Tools is just inherently going to work with all of the new pallet types and stuff, so we'll try that out. I'm going to drive this truck over. We'll load up these few pallets that we've got with the wood we have so far, and we'll see if we can just augment with the materials that we're missing. Because I'm suddenly remembering, I think the ship actually has multiple build stages, so I'm kind of curious what the second build stage is as well. I guess from a stream perspective, I know we had a lot of goofing around trying to figure out controls and playing around with different stuff, but 3 hours is not enough time to build a boat from scratch, at least not playing solo. I think if I had a couple of people in here helping me out, we could have gotten it done in about 3 hours. What amount of time we run the clock at would also have kind of an effect on that, probably. We are going to pick up these other 2 loads of pallets, though. I think we've got enough wood to make all of our stuff, though, which I'm excited about. And so playing this has been fun. So I think what I want to do is for our Tuesday live stream, because this comes out on Tuesday, I'm gonna, assuming G-Portal has their servers updated for the Platinum Edition here, I'm going to set up a multiplayer server for Tuesday night. And anybody that has the Platinum expansion and is a channel member can jump on, and we're gonna do some multiplayer logging, and we're gonna put this thing to the test and see how it acts when you've got multiple people on the server and we're all logging and doing different things, because I think that logging is one of those things that's a lot more fun if we can get a few people in here so that you're not trying to do everything by yourself. Ryan Lunt, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you as always. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the plan for Tuesday. So you know, if you've been checking this out and you haven't already purchased the Platinum expansion and it's something that looks interesting to you, I do have a link. It's the at the top of the description of the video. Should show up right below the video. You can purchase the Platinum expansion here using the Kedrick Farms code. It does help me gain additional partner levels with Giants, is primarily what I use that for. And that's what gets me early access so that I can do live streams like this, which has been a lot of fun for me. We're definitely learning. I think that the thing I like most about the Platinum expansion map here is the environment feels really solid. I like what they've done with the map. I like all of the environmental sounds and stuff. I think that they've done a good job here with it. We're going to back up just a little bit here, and I'm going to unload some of these pallets to make more floor tiles. I hate playing in the dark, but I also want to keep the production system going here. So I'm going to put one of the larges and a bunch of the smalls in here. There we go. I'm going to slow time back down now that we're into the daytime, and I'm going to grab these floor tiles now. Oh yeah, we've got 4 stacks of these. I guess I could just back the trailer up over here closer. We can avoid knocking all of our stuff off. Maybe we'll do that. I appreciate that the traffic's not trying to run me over. Auto-load trailers would go a long way towards making life easier as well. Although I really liked using that forklift, so maybe if I just have a forklift at every factory location, we're going to just run all these people over. Alright, so these floor tiles are kind of the last step missing for our boat, if I'm not mistaken. At least for the stage that we're on right now, so I'm going to try and get these up there. That's going to take a minute. And I think what we'll do is, if I'm missing any more pallets of it, we're going to just spawn those pallets up there because I really want to see this boat get launched today. They did put in some forklifts at sell points. I noticed that one of the sell points has a forklift on it. I think it's just these factories that you can buy in town here that don't have them. I think the sawmill that's up here, just down the road from the boat, has a forklift in it, though, which is nice. All right, I'm gonna unstrap these as I pull in. Kind of hit the brakes and let these slide on up. It seems to be taking them all right quick here. We'll just grab these two that were on the far side. There we go. Okay, so I need a pallet of long planks, and then I need 4 pallets of wood tiles. Let's see if we can figure this out. Floor tiles. 2, 3, 4. I'll drop 5 in there just to make sure. And then I needed some long planks. Maybe they're planks? Planks long. There we go. Just gonna drop a few in there. Still got tons of metal, but we've got plenty of floor tiles, plenty of planks, plenty of wood beams. So yeah, it's just time. Wow, this thing has just been kind of going slow here. It doesn't build a ship very fast, does it? It must have been waiting to have all of the materials. You can see it's starting to build up here, though. So maybe what we'll do is move the clock at a higher than normal speed here, and we'll see what this what stages this thing goes through. I'm going to real quick turn on flight mode here so we can get a little bit higher of a view. You can see the snow's coming in, and I'm kind of curious if like it hits certain percentages. Does this change, or is it just going to be in this state until it's done? Burning through those materials, but it does not build a boat very fast, especially given that days are months. We're going to be all the way into November before we build the ship. Still going. I guess I could go one step faster. Oh, it is actually placing the beams one at a time here. That's kind of cool. So you can see as the percentage increases on the completion, it does add different stuff. There's some railings. The windows are going in, all the tie downs on top. So that's actually kind of cool. I like that. And it's doing the part, it consumes the materials. Like, we're done with the wood parts, so it's not consuming those anymore. It's just working on floor tiles here on the end. So that's really cool. But yeah, we're gonna be an older person by the time this is done. We're 3 months into building a boat now. I suppose it's really based on days. So if you were running on multiple days per month in Seasons Play, it would. Whoops. Let's maybe stop the time. Well, we're into dark now. Let me fast forward to day. We'll get some daylight here. There we go. So now it rolled the boat out here, and it started building a mast. We do still have the need for some more materials. We got wood beams, which we've got in there. We need floor tiles, which we've got, and then we need fabric, probably for the sail. So fabric, I'm gonna spawn the pallet for fabric here because we are running towards the end of the stream. But before I do that, I want to look at the map and see if we can figure out where fabric would come from. I'm curious what that production chain looks like. I'm gonna guess there's vintage clothes, maybe? That's a sell point. Here, let's look at it this way. This will be an easier way maybe to tell what productions we have. Fabric. Is it a platinum expansion? We got wood turner, shingles, art accessories, pet accessories, the paper factory. I don't know what these two are, but I don't think that's fabric. Maybe that's a standard base game. The spinnery here. That's got to be the fabric right there. So the question is, how do you get that? I don't know. And yeah, the winter time is perfect for boating. So this, I think, is our fabric. Let me look at the sell window to see what the icon is for that. Yes, this is fabric. So in order to get fabric, you have to grow cotton. So if we actually wanted to do everything to make this on the map, you would have to do cotton on those fields. That seems a little odd because this is not the thing for cotton. I guess you could do wool from sheep. And so wool from sheep might make a little bit more sense here, although there is no like sheep farm. So this is like, I know, you know, you can make your own and do what you want. It would have been cool to see them have set up a farm with a sheep farm on this, just so that you had that production chain start to finish available on the map. So obviously we're not going to go start a sheep farm right now or plant a field of cotton. So what we're gonna do is come in here and click the button to add a pallet of fabric. I can spell fabric, and then I think it was actually like 7 pallets that I needed here. So I'm gonna bring a couple pallets in. That's 4 pallets. I'm gonna bring in 5, 6. How much did we need? We needed 4,000. We're good here. What should be implemented is the ability to purchase certain commodities at an increased rate with those productions that have so many requirements. Yeah, that would be interesting for sure. Some way to do it that's not spawning them in. I don't mind having to grow things, but I also, yeah, if there's a piece of the production chain that you're not interested in doing, you could just have those inputs be purchased would be nice. Are we sure? I haven't done anything with production, so I'm kind of curious, you know, is there a way? There's no way to do that because I don't have a production chain for it. Like, I would think there's got to be a way to do something like that, but apparently no. There is for wood products. Interesting. So, all right, so here we are. We're gonna come back in. I'm gonna jump my player back up into flight mode here, and I'm gonna crank this clock up again. I guess I liked when I was close enough to the boatyard to see the progress. I'm seeing it draw down on this fabric quite a bit, and I notice it's not ticking down on like the wood beams or floor tiles, so I wonder if I didn't have some of these materials in there, if it would still be building the boat as long as it had the material it needed for where it's at right now. Can you not buy from the store like you can buy bales? I don't think you can for production things. So like, you know, we have bales, we have pallets, but we don't have pallets of production materials. That would be interesting if there was a mod to just add those to be purchased at the store. That might be a good way to do it. Oh, there's our I don't know what that's called, the mast arms. I do enjoy that the little pieces kind of show up as things go, so that part I'm enjoying a lot. And I'm just running the clock forward here. We're ripping through these materials, but man, this is a lengthy process. So not a fast way to make money, that's for sure. And if we look here real quick, I want to look at my money menu. Like, you're not making any money on the stages of this either, so, or, you know, delivering the materials. So you don't see any payout from this boat, I think, until it's launched. And so I'm kind of curious to see what a boat is worth money-wise once you launch it. How much do I think the boat will make? That's a great question. I'm going to guess 250,000. That's my guess based on the amount of materials that went into it and the time involved. I hope it makes more, but 250K is my guess. What do you guys think? Got just a moment here to check. I think the boat launches in the afternoon, so your guess is 120K. There's our sail. That looks pretty nice. 250. All right, so we're finished building. Oh, it says wood beam 0 liters. Are we short like 1 wood beam? Hang on. Ridiculous. Turn this off. Let's get 1 more pallet of wood beams. It's probably easier to go the left hand side. I want to make sure that this gets done. There we go. Here we go. All right. I can hear the hammer going still. Hopefully this wood beam plays out. Maybe it's just saying that because it's not done building yet. We'll see. There we go. Oh, and it's launching. I'm going to slow time down now that it's getting... Oh, it's getting ready to launch. I don't think it's actually launched. Launching in 15 minutes, 14 minutes. All right, let's... we're going to zip this. There we go. It's launching. Oh, we got cool sounds. And there she goes. Just gonna float away here. 300K. Yeah, not a bad amount of money, but man, that took forever. I mean, what month is it? We're into March now, so even if I put multiple days on, like we were building for, 4 or 5 months here. I think it's probably five days to build the boat based on where we started there. That's a lot of time. But that's a good chunk of change, so you can jump on the boat, or can you jump on the boat? So let me turn off flight mode here because I don't want that interfering with the game physics, but I don't think you can actually go out there and go on the boat. I think it's purely decorative. And no, you can't build a boat in a week in real life, but just game-wise, like that's a lot of time. Yeah, so there's an invisible wall here. You can't go out past this far in the water, so I don't think you can ride on the boat, which is unfortunate. That'd be cool if you could. But no boat riding for us. But it's kind of cool that it gets launched. I like the idea of putting a lot of different materials into it and then getting the payout once it's done. I think that's really cool. I think there's too many aspects of, farm sim. It's almost like the holding on to your grain in the bins and selling it at a high price. Here, it's more, I think it's going to be a static price, right? It was 300K flat up. What I would love to see is somebody do the math on is that the most profitable way to utilize those resources? And, like, if I turn them into some of the other stuff using productions and just sold them at a sell point, am I making more or less money than doing the boatyard? Because I can get behind the boatyard here, and I put additional materials in, and so we're already you know, halfway through the materials to our next boat with the amount of stuff that I just dumped in here. So, you know, it's one of those like constant sources of income where, you know, every so many days you're going to make 300K as long as you keep the boatyard stocked up. It doesn't store that much metal compared to some of the wood products, though. So I'm still sitting here. That little bit of metal we delivered went a long way, which I guess is good. You're probably going to need a lot more metal for, I'm guessing, the roller coaster here. So the roller coaster has a ridiculous amount of steps to it compared to the boat. The boat is 2 stages of building and uses fairly similar materials. If we look at the roller coaster here, this is the first stage. I think there's 6 stages like this. Let's hop out. Let's take a quick look. I think I can pull that up. There was a blog post about this. And so having gone through our first production now, can I do this? There we go. What happens if I do this? Is it going to look all wonky? That is not a real webcam. 1 second. Copy this. We're getting there, folks. Sorry, I'm just paste reference. There we go. Here I am. If we hop in here and look at this real quick at the construction projects blog post, there is a specific thing for the roller coaster. So there's 4 steps that need approximately 60,000 liters of these materials. And then you go to step 5, needs all this stuff. And then steps 6 through 11 is all of this, even more. So that's just crazy to me that you need that much. And so someone said it takes 4 in-game years to build the roller coaster. That's crazy. That's cool though. But yeah, diesel power. So you build it, it sails off into the sunset, and you start building the next one, which is really cool. Dan, a ton of the Liberty ships were made in as little as 3 days during World War II. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, that just comes down to what you need to do and how many people you got working on it. I think the idea with this shipyard is that it's a nice handcrafted boat that we're sitting out there. We're going for quality, not quantity here. But we've got some cool sounds in the shop and stuff. And so since it's actually working on building, you know, you've got all the different noises and stuff. I think that's really cool. I think the one neat thing that I wish they would have done with the production is had NPC workers that are like, you know, when you fill it up with the materials, have a guy that walks from here over and just like, I don't know, swings a hammer. Like, it doesn't have to be a great animation, but just have like 2 guys in here walking around building things, because then as the boat starts appearing, you know, it makes it come alive a little bit. I think that'd be cool. So we are into noon now, which is about where I need to wrap things up. I've got a whole bunch of family and kids coming back home here very shortly. And so I think this is going to wrap it up. We did have to cheat a couple pallets in to get our boat launched, but we did successfully launch the boat. And if you're looking for more Platinum Edition content this afternoon, I think Farm Sim Guy just started streaming here a few minutes ago. And so I strongly recommend you go check out his stream. He's been playing around with this a lot more than I have the last couple of days. And so you'll probably have a little bit less of your favorite YouTuber being frustrated with the mechanics. Farm Sim Guy's a great content creator, and I would strongly recommend checking out his stream that he's got going right now. And for us, we're going to be doing a live stream on Tuesday, and we're going to do multiplayer with the channel members. So if you want to get in on the live stream, you can join the channel with the link below the video here. And if you just want to watch along, come check us out. We'll be streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, and it should be a lot of fun. Platinum DLC does come out Monday night, I think, for those of us in the U.S., Tuesday for the whole world. And so if you are liking what you saw today in the live stream, definitely check that out. If you haven't already, you can pre-order it up until Monday, I think, for $1 off. And so there's a link in the description of the video if you want to pre-order the Platinum DLC if you haven't already gotten it with the Season Pass. If you bought the Season Pass, you're going to get this as part of that. But I think that's going to be all for the live stream today. Appreciate everybody coming and hanging out despite the technical difficulties that we had. And yeah, that's all for today. Kedrick out. Maybe I can't even turn off my stream because my stream deck just crashed. I'm going to be stuck here all day. Just kidding, folks. Have a good one. We'll catch you Tuesday.